Hello, and welcome to STEMscope's Oklahoma 3D Science. My name is Leslie, and today I'm going to navigate you through the major components of our science curriculum. To get started, you will need to log into STEMscopes. Once you log in using the credentials provided, you will notice a blue navigation bar. This runs along the top of your screen, and for your convenience, this bar will stay present at all times while navigating the program. In everyone's accounts, you will always have a home, planner, scopes, standards, students, assessment, and help tabs. You also have login information at the top right. In this area, you can access settings, teacher preferences, or you can log out. Over to the left-hand side of the screen, you will see a blue tab. This is a feedback button. We encourage you to provide STEMscopes feedback based on your experiences. STEMscopes was created by teachers for teachers, so we value any information that can help us enhance the program to make it user-friendly and to improve the success of students. We're going to look at each tab individually within the blue navigation bar. We're going to begin with the Home tab. Here at the Home tab, you will notice that you have an upcoming lessons section. If you add lessons to your digital lesson plan, they will be accessible here. You also have teacher sections. This will organize classes and individual student data. You also have student activity at the bottom. This will show you when your students digitally submit any assignments to you. You can see their name, the student assignment, the assignment name, and the time it is submitted. At the top right is your bookmarks. You can organize the scopes you want to into different folders. You can also preview the library of student games that are available for your students. Next, we're going to move on to the planner. Here you can create a digital lesson plans based on STEMscopes curriculum, and it will be stored for you. Next, you have the Scopes tab. We will come back to this one in just a little bit. After your scopes, you have standards. You can look up any of the standards here and have access to the curriculum from those standards. Next, you have students. This tab is where you can create a class, add students, add assignments, and organize information. You will receive digital assignments here, and you can also grade them here as well. Next, you will have the Assessments tab. This tab allows you to create a unique assessment based on standards in addition to the assessments that have already been created for each scope. This allows teachers to differentiate and meet the specific needs of students. The last tab is the Help tab. There's a lot of great information here. Right now, let's return to the scopes. Within the scopes, you can look up scopes in the search bar, or you can look it up by grade, topic, or curriculum area. You can also look at recently viewed scopes. It will keep them documented here for you. If you have anything bookmarked, it will be in this section. You can also organize it by different files. So you can do it by first 9 weeks or by semester. In the notes section, if you create any type of annotation, comments, or highlights, it will be automatically saved in this section. So let's go back to our scopes. Down to the left-hand side, you will have access to a teacher toolbox with a ton of resources about strategies and getting the most out of STEMscopes. You will also have access to a visual glossary that is alphabetized for you. And last but not least, you will have STEMscopes in Action. This is a professional development section based in 5 categories for your teachers. Let's go ahead and jump into one of the scopes and look around. I'm going to go to a 5th grade scope today. Let's go to Properties of Matter. Every scope will open with a home page. You should notice at the bottom there is a student wondering a phenomena. In this case, the question is, how can we identify an unknown substance? This is the question that you will refer back to at the beginning, middle, and end of the entire lesson cycle. Underneath the question, you will notice you have the performance expectations, as well as your 3-dimensional focus of the SEPs, the DCIs, and the CCCs. The next 5 tabs are going to show activities within our 5E instructional model. We have Engage, Explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. STEM Scopes has added in intervention and acceleration. After you have a better understanding of the materials you need to teach, the next step is to engage the students. In this engage piece, you will notice that there are 4 options here. You have investigative phenomena, accessing prior knowledge or APKs, a graphic organizer, and a hook. The hook is going to be your activity. You will use your graphic organizer to write down your explanations of the hook. Your APK will allow you to go to the accessing prior knowledge, and then your investigative phenomena is what the kids are working on. Once the kids are hooked, you're going to move on to the explore. In this case, you have 3 explore activities. Notice the orange T is for teachers and the blue S is for students. In this case, we have 3 different explore activities. Explore is the core of our curriculum. This is the hands-on activity piece. These are scaffolded, so you'd want to start with the Explore 1 and then move to the Explore 2 and then on to Explore 3. Once you've completed all 3 Explore activities, you would then move on to the Explain. Here you have multiple options on how you would like to go through the explanation process. There is picture vocabulary, linking literacy, STEMscopedia, communicating science, concept review game, as well as content connections videos. The picture vocabulary are cards that can be displayed or assigned to students that have a picture, the vocabulary word, and a definition. With the toggle below, right here with the slideshow, if you click it, it will toggle it so that it just gives you the picture and the vocabulary word, and when you click on the vocabulary word, it brings up the definition. You could use this as a large class, a small group, or an individual review. There's also linking literacy. Linking literacy is using ELA concepts of pre-reading, during reading, and post-reading strategies. Within each of these linking literacies, you will have a graphic organizer that will show you the pre-reading, during reading, and post-reading strategies. You will have a blank organizer, you will have one that's in Spanish, and you will also have the answer key. There is instructions for each step. The linking literacy is information that is written down based on the STEMscopedia. Within the STEMscopedia will be your chapter. This is what the students will be reading as they are doing the linking literacy. There's a pre-reading section where they would look through it, a during reading as they're reading, and then a post-reading section about linking literacy. Within our STEMscopedia, you will have colored pictures as well as a concept at the end to write about. Not only do we have the picture vocab, the linking literacy, and the STEMscopedia, we also have Communicate Science, which is a whole class dialogue, a concept review game that will go over vocabulary as well as key terms and concepts, and also our content connections videos. These are by BBC and the Associated Press. There are questions that go along with these content connections videos. And this covers our Explain tab. Once the students have completed the Explain tab, they're going to move over to the Elaborate tab. Here you're going to have connections to math, to reading, Science Today, and career connections, and how this concept that the students are going over, how this relates to careers in their future. All of these reading sections are based on Lexile levels, and so you can differentiate for your students. From here, let's move over to the Evaluate tab. You have 3 options of evaluation. There is a CER, which is a summative CER, an open-ended response assessment, as well as a multiple choice assessment. Once the students have completed their evaluation, they will then move on to either intervention or acceleration. If they have not mastered one of the 3 evaluations, they're going to go to the intervention, and this is scaffolded. The first thing you would do is a guided practice with those students. This is teacher-led. And then there would be independent practice for those students. Once those students have gone through those 2 pieces, they will then do a concept attainment quiz. This concept attainment quiz will show that they have mastered the knowledge they need to move on. If the students have shown that during their first evaluation they have mastered their information, then they're going to move on to the acceleration. The acceleration piece will have multiple options for the students to choose from. You do have extensions, books on the topic, as well as science art. There are multiple options throughout our curriculum. That's it for our curriculum, but I want to bring your attention to a few extra things. Let's go back to the home section. Let's go to scopes, and then I would like to hover over grades. I want to bring your attention to one unique area that has just been created. This is our virtual learning scopes. Here, these are sectioned by level, K2, 3-5, middle school, as well as high school. Here you will find that you have a virtual learning video that can be assigned to students, and it is based on a specific scope. If you are in a virtual learning atmosphere or a hybrid learning atmosphere, what you will do is you will assign this to students. They will watch the video, and then they will answer the questions accordingly to where the video is at. These are wonderful for having a chance to show some of the Explorer activities within our digital platform. The last thing I want to bring your attention to is the assessments. In the Assessments tab, you will have two blue boxes at the top right. You have Add Assessment and also Assign Assessment from Package. The Add Assessment is an area where teachers can create assessments based on standards. These can be given out to students within the class. You can create differentiated assessments as well as common assessments amongst your classes. The Assign Assessment from Package is something that will be district-wide. Curriculum coordinators or system admins can push this out across the district, and students would then take a beginning of the year or an end of the year assessment depending on the time of the year. This will be a common assessment to show growth as well as gaps as needed. I hope you've enjoyed our curriculum today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your account manager and we'll be more than happy to connect with you. Have a wonderful day.